Shop Amazon for last minute gifts. Great deals for everyone on your list. Gifts for mom and gifts for dad. Even for your sister and your brother Chad. Ah shoot, we didn't realize we were supposed to get a gift for our dog walker guy. We almost forgot about our dentist Dr. Kerr. We didn't expect to get a gift from her. Or our cousin, I forget his name. He got us something nice, better reciprocate. For last minute deals on gifts for people you forgot. Get fast and free shipping at Amazon.
Everyone deserves a chance in the driver's seat. For GM and Revolt, that means leading the way on the road to an all-electric future and envisioning a world with zero crashes, zero tailpipe emissions, and zero congestion. GM's committed to making EVs accessible for everybody. That means you too. So what are you waiting for? GM's got the keys. You grab the wheel. Learn more about an all-electric future and the 000 initiative at gm.com. GM, everybody in.
You are now tuned into the Carefree Black Girl podcast, where we're discussing everything carefree, black, and girl.
So, y'all, before we get into the conversation, the good stuff, make sure y'all take a second and subscribe. That's the most important thing that we need.
Subscribe to us if you are using iTunes on podcast. Wherever you are listening to the Carefree Black Girl podcast, make sure to subscribe. Hashtag, you can even Google it, Carefree Black Girl podcast. Definitely follow us on Instagram, Carefree Black Girl _Inc. and CFBG Pod on Twitter.
Yes, if you have any questions for us, any ideas, if you want to hear us talk about anything, email us, carefreeblackgirlpodcast@gmail.com.
All right, now let's get back into the conversation.
Let's do this, baby.
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
This is Ivy.
This is Daj.
And this is Rez.
Oh, we miss you, Bree. Is she up here? No, she's like...
She been traveling, but she
has been
lucky
traveling.
to be in California. I'll say that, because
say
this
that.
weather in New York is crazy.
Brutal. I love her, her 30-day wellness challenge.
Yes, the minimalism challenge.
Yes, about decluttering, and so
for sure. There was like one good section of that I was like, okay, I could do this, but it was a lot of stuff. All right, girl.
It was a lot of stuff.
I thought it was very easy. You do
everything is doable.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like when I thought about it, I'm like, wow, like
it's unless you were already doing majority of that stuff, it is a lot to just like take on all at once. So I guess that's why it's good that it's like split out in 30 days. But
you guys go ahead and check out her 30-day wellness challenge on
wheresheBegins.com. She's also looking for interns, so if you're interested in helping her with plant-based brie, definitely reach out to her. She's definitely looking to like expand that into a brand and just kind of grow it. So that's I see that for 2018. We definitely need. How was your New Year's? First off, Daj was naked on New Year's Eve.
Oh yes, and that bathing suit
with that little bathing suit.
Cover up. It wasn't a bathing suit. Y'all is really trying to play me on air right now.
I said
the one
it's
piece.
1 degree outside.
Y'all know it was a New Year, so I had to bring it in right. New Year's is like my favorite holiday to get dressed up for.
It is, but I still loved you in that red for.
I did.
Oh my
that
God.
red was my favorite. It's okay. I was at a better time last year. 2017 was so rough. I feel like, but.
Well, but you were still able to launch your website.
Yes,
exactly.
Shout out to Loft Life. Shout out to Wize for making that site for me. I'm super excited. He made it. It looks awesome.
It does.
I'm super excited. That was like the push that I needed. I needed my website to be done so I could just continue to create content, do more photo shoots, start interviewing these creatives, and just doing big things. So I am excited about that for one.
So what was your New Year's Eve like?
New Year's, okay, well, I guess New Year's Eve for me, like literally like midnight, like from midnight until then, I experienced one of the craziest club fights in my life where the person was basically fighting themselves but still like destroying the club and broke the glass and blood.
Wait, what do you mean fighting?
Literally
drunk.
He was just... You know, and I'm not going to say nothing bad. I'm not going to really describe the situation because I understand, like, to be triggered is a bitch. You understand? And basically he got triggered and it just went, and it was just like alcohol on top of being triggered. It just went 0 to 100 real quick. So literally from 2 a.m. on the 31st, like I was dealing with that for a couple hours. And that really made me just stay home. So I bought the New Year's at home. Wow. I was like, I don't even want to be like, New York is a little scary.
It is. I mean,
Just
you know what's crazy?
sometimes.
I've never been scared in this city.
And I love native New Yorkers who don't feel, they have no fear
I
in their
have
heart.
no
You feel
fear.
me?
Like, I mean,
ASAP Rocky all day.
like I may be a little uneasy, like taking the train at 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever, but for the most part, it's not like
You just gotta jump into it.
You just gotta.
Like, look,
I mean,
we
I always
all
house party hop on New Year's Eve.
Oh, I love house parties.
Like I'll
still
get
scary.
First of all, me and my best friend was the most overdressed at all these house
Me
parties and
too.
shit. But I feel like it's New Year's Eve, so why not? You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Like,
I went to not Animal House, Third Shift New Year's Eve party. So shout out to them. It was fun, but I was definitely overdressed. But I was like, whatever. I guess as a stylist and not being from here, because in Rochester, like upstate, people know that like I dress up. I'm a diva. And I feel like when I moved to New York City, I kind of got casual just because you always on the go is so much. Even like public transportation in Rochester, we in cars going to the club. So I was like, you know what? I will say that's one thing for 2018. Like, I'm about to
just dress up.
Pressure them. Put the pressure back on.
That's how I felt in Amsterdam. I'm like, I want to just wake up every day and just not be lazy when picking out my outfit.
Exactly.
But it's so hard. In the winter time, y'all better be lucky I put on makeup. I'm not gonna front. I'm like, and then now having a boyfriend, I try to look cute all the time. But sometimes I be blown like, sis, I can't see you today because I'm not in the mood to be looking like a person.
So I love Jocelyn. And I was watching
Hernandez?
Yes, because you know how they because Love and Hip Hop Miami just prepared. So they were having like all the previous cities or whatever just leading up to Love and Hip Hop Miami. So I was watching old episodes, and the one where Jocelyn was talking to Tammy like, I dress sexy every day. This how I got him to marry me quick or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I need to get that energy, sis, because it's so not saying that I want to change who I am for a dude to keep me or whatever, but I'm like, you know what? In New York, it's a lot of competition out here, and wandering eyes is a thing. So I'm like,
I would never want to get dressed up for my
not
man.
to get dressed up for him, but definitely make him be proud of the girl he got. And you know what? Okay, so I just started after 25 years. I just started reading The Coldest Winter Ever. Oh my god! I am really feeling this book, y'all. I'm really feeling
I read
it.
that in 9th grade. I love that
and
book.
how Winter is just describing her mother and her father and saying how like Santiago that's the type of woman he needs for his lady, always in the best at all times.
I mean,
I'm
but
like,
they're
you know
also
what?
rich from a lot of drug money, so that's easy to keep up with.
Yeah.
On that chapter, they're rich.
You're right.
On that
You're
chapter, right? So,
I read the book and I thought it was shout out to Sister Soldier. It was really well written, but I hated the main character.
You hated
I could
Winter?
not align myself with she. To me, I don't want to spoil the book for you, so I'm
Don't
just say,
spoil it.
Yeah, let's not
I'm
spoil it.
right
I'm
in
not
the
going
beginning.
to, and to our listeners, like if you have your comments, because I know every
yeah,
girl,
definitely tell us.
every girl in some time in their life, as early as middle school, as late as college, they've read that book.
They
somehow,
did, yes.
somewhere.
So definitely tell us your thoughts of Winter. I actually just written a script about like the street life, and I love The Coldest Winter Ever because at a time where I started to get excited about it, like I read that book and it kind of brought me down to my bubble. Like, okay, sis, you're dragging it. Like you are not built for this.
I love it. I wish that my mother would have like been handed me that book, because she actually the one that gave it to me. Like, read this book, but I wish she would have given that to me in middle school. I just feel like I don't know what the whole story is or whatever, but I just feel like I'm like, okay, I could have took a lot from this. Not like moved like her, but just even I love Santiago. I love the father figure. I don't know if it's because I don't have a father figure or whatever, but his character is so dope to me. And like,
I mean, you in what page you on?
61.
Yeah, you just started.
I
girl.
just got to where he got arrested. Mommy got shot, and now Santiago has gotten arrested. Yeah. But I just love even how she started talking about him at the beginning. How she was like, she just has such a passionate love for him, and she was like, when he come into a room, he has a presence, because y'all know that's the type of man that I want. Like, one who has a presence, so I feel that. But
we'll
see. I got a lot to go.
You know what we should do on the next episode? I feel like you're gonna run through it because it's,
Right.
it's
It's one of those books that you don't put down.
And we'll talk. We'll
definitely
then.
talk
Okay.
about it.
Yeah, because you on page 6.
You're right.
I need
you didn't
to
even get to
understand
it.
why she want to cut Sister Soldier up. Like, that's how it started. Like, I hate Sister Soldier.
All right, just read it. Just read it.
All right. Rez is looking at me
I'm
like, girl,
actually,
you got some stuff to find out.
For 2018, I want to read 25 books. Like, that's the
Okay.
goal.
How did you
So-
break it down? Like,
I just broke it down into quarters. So like we have 4 quarters so I can read 5, not even like,
sis, you needed to break that down into month. You need to do 24 books. Because then you could do, you could do 2 books a month. 2 books a
2
month.
books a month.
That makes sense.
But I made it for me and my boyfriend because he, like, I feel like there's a lot of things he, like, he wants to know about, but I feel like people are scared to read books. So I'm like, what if we do it together? We make it a challenge. 24 book. Well, it was 25, but let's do 24. That's a better number. So right now I'm reading The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. I have a passion for, like, fiction, but I also love self-help books. So that's how I'm gonna do it every month. Like self-help book or something like that's gonna, like, help, like, expand my mind. Like, yeah.
What else are your goals?
My goals. So I definitely want to really, like, become a vegetarian, not a vegan. But that month that I, like, in November when I did not eat meat, I saw, like, a huge change. Started eating meat again in December. Like, my period is off like bad, like, it's off schedule. Like, my stomach really hurts, like, and not in a like a little cramp way. Like, no, I be at my boyfriend's really ready to go home. Like, nah, because I'm going to blow the bathroom out. I need to go. Like, meat is literally ruining my life, but at the same time, it's just like I need to gain that self-control again because I did so good.
Or you just
I'm gonna eat seafood because it's good for, like, blood clots and just, like, heart attacks and stuff like that.
So you want to be pescatarian?
Right, pescatarian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be pescatarian.
I have eggs and yogurt to cut out, and then I'll be full vegan.
So that's I'm not going that far.
But congratulations.
It's hard, y'all.
Yeah.
It's so
I
hard.
believe
but
you. I really believe you, but no.
I'm
like,
ready to take that step, though. I got
What?
my one last carton of eggs, one thing of yogurt at the house, and when it's done, I'm not gonna buy any more. It's so hard though with
Veganism?
with weight, not even diet, because I feel like I've been finding things to cook, but then I just get so skinny. Nobody want to be little stick out here. But even, like, going to the gym, I love going to the gym, but because of the nutrients or whatever, which I'm getting better at, like finding vegetables and foods to eat where I
And do you take
get my
vitamin
nutrients.
supplements?
Not really, but I go to the gym and be feeling crazy, like I'm about to pass out, and I'd be like, okay, you must have didn't eat enough for breakfast, or you're not getting enough food. And so that's where, like, my struggle is right now, because I need to figure out how to be vegan and still keep on weight. And most vegans, they go in on carbs, but that's something that I just, like, cut out. And I'm kind of gluten-free now, I guess, too. So I'm like, it's hard.
look at our carefree black girl
I'm
being
literally
healthy.
veggies over here. Veggies only.
That's really dope. I eat a lot of junk food, and that's my weakness. Like, I love a Sour Patch straws, like the strawberry kind. I goes to work on them, like
Straws, like
the
straw?
Sour
I used
Patch
to
strawberry
sell
straw.
them in middle
Yo,
school
I used
for
to
$1.
love
I
those.
got all your money. I got all your money.
I used to sell now laters in my school because they was 25 cents in the hood, and I went to the suburban school. I used to sell them for $1 each because they didn't have no corner stores in the neighborhood. So them kids, I used to make $13 quick off of what? That's 12 pack of 9 liters. I probably paid $3 for. Used to be hustling candy.
Let's first off thank our listeners for making us the top 100 podcast on
Podcast in Color.
right for 2017.
Congratulations. Thank you guys for our
Thank
support.
you.
Yes.
Like, we definitely see you. I'm not gonna front. Like, you need to get on Twitter, by the way, Dodge.
Yes, Dodge.
Like, for 2018,
Team.
that needs to be a goal, sis, because you miss out on everything. Well, Quanna informs me, but it's still. Quanna sent me, like, you saw this on Twitter, and I'm like, who are y'all following? Because my timeline is full of trolling and jokes. Like,
That's crazy. And
I'm trying to shift. Like,
Because you probably follow the people from your hood that you grew up with and stuff.
no,
still, right?
I just follow funny people
Oh.
on Twitter. Like, I think Twitter is the fun. No, nothing makes me laugh the way Twitter makes me
no,
laugh.
Twitter, like, if,
Everything stems
if
from
this
Twitter to me.
freaking net neutrality shit pops
Oh,
off,
yes. Can we talk
I
about
am
that?
giving gigs to Twitter because I'm gonna give all my internet plan to freaking Twitter. Okay, I just need Twitter, Google, and a little bit of YouTube. I'm trying to figure out how to package it right because the way this man is running the White House, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
How much hope we really have. So I'm just being realistic and like I already know Twitter's gonna get a lot of my money and that's just what it is. I can't live without Twitter.
The funny thing is, I don't think I'm using Twitter in the proper way for like business. Like right now, I know how to like capitalize on Instagram. Twitter, I just be joking.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
what I don't
microblogging.
want
Just
Twitter
be
for.
joking.
Because I
It's
It's
microblogging,
microblogging, but
love,
it be jokes in my head half the
Yeah.
I come from like the Drake song lyric era Twitter. That was like Rochester Twitter. You know, when everybody was
Fab
just
was
flexing
lit on
and-
Twitter.
Yeah, so I understand when y'all be like, get on Twitter, but I just be feeling like I don't want to get on Twitter to be immature or be tweeting
No, I mean
song
you can
lyrics.
learn a lot on Twitter. Like
Definitely.
people, the
It's how you-
conversations are amazing. Like, on
It's how
Twitter.
you curate it, but
But yeah,
thank you guys so much for making us top 100 for this podcast to be
In its
a
first
year
year,
old
yep.
and to be on the top 100 podcast in color list. Like,
Yeah, that's nice. It's always nice getting.
and then we done went through some
Surprises.
changes, so y'all done rock with us.
Yes, it's not
We
nice.
know.
It's because of y'all. Like
Right.
you guys made this happen, so we're definitely grateful for
Rain,
that.
sleet, or slow, we be getting to this studio.
Thank you also to the ladies that came and did vision boards with us. We had a vision board party. It was our
Definitely.
first all ladies event.
Was
Which-
it really?
Yeah, it was all female.
And we about to have the trap aerobics, which is about to be. Is it all ladies?
No, it's definitely co-ed. So you could bring Bae, y'all could work out together. For someone who took a trap aerobics class,
It's lit.
this shit is lit. I've never loved Future so much in my life, like, cause it's real cardio. It's real core and body strengthening for those who have like New Year plans to like get a workout routine.
I need it.
You know, check it out with us and you might like it. They do it weekly, but it's also like jump up, squat, dab. It's like okay, like okay, now we're twerking. Like it's like a club. It's low key a club. I remember after I took my first class, I went to the club a little bit later, and I was like a week later, and I was like, oh, I'm doing my routine. I'll be dead ass doing my routine because I like to dance. So if you
Right.
like to dance and you always want to like work out, but like the hip hop classes that they offer at your gym ain't it.
All right.
Come through.
And it's great because I have no motivation to go to the gym. Like
real.
I get in there, I get on the treadmill, and I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then after the treadmill, I'm like, yeah, I'm going home.
be
Like
out.
I don't know what else to do. So I feel like with trap aerobics or even a spin class, like I feel like something that's fun incorporates the culture. Like I'm down to do.
And
Like,
we're super fun anyways. I think the space that we create when we be in the room, we be having fun. So come through to Trap Aerobics. That's going to be January 15th. You could go to the Instagram page, carefreeblackgirl_.inc to see the flyer to see where you could get tickets and things as such.
It's definitely in Eventbrite, and it's on a Monday, but you won't be at work because it's Martin Luther King Day.
I know someone
So just be black and proud with us.
had wrote me like, oh yeah, it caught me off guard because she was just like, yeah, I must wear bums there because that's a work day. So I look at the calendar and I'm like, it is Monday. So why did we do it? And then I'm like, wait a minute. First off, it's MLK Day. Like everybody's off.
Who said that,
And then
though?
she was
Who
just like,
says
I'm
that?
not off. And I was just like, oh, wow.
Dang.
Sucks.
So
Bye,
for those
girl.
who are not
Sucks.
off, hit us up. Let us know. Just be like, oh, I'm not off, so we
Yeah.
might do another
It's-
one.
Might do another one.
We
Before the
Carefree
people.
Black Girl Spaces are bomb. Like the vision board party, I had such a great time. Like the
Did you
ladies
hang
that
yours
came
up?
out. Did I hang? Yeah, mine is definitely on display in my room because y'all, I've been like vision board happy since that party. I had so much fun. The ladies that came through, I think it was just like super intimate. It was just a nice space. I think I learned a lot from everybody there. We all shared like very personal stories, goals from last year, things we want to do for the new year. It was very motivating and inspiring.
Yeah, and it was with that intimate group. We were able to
Yeah.
go deep. So it was like
I'm so sad.
really good. Ivy, I ain't gonna lie, you kind of missed
Yeah,
out.
you
I'm
missed
so
out.
sad.
Quanna made a bomb meal. I'm like, do we need to start catering? Like,
Shop Amazon for last minute gifts. Great deals for everyone on your list. Gifts for mom and gifts for dad. Even for your sister and your brother Chad. Ah shoot, we didn't realize we were supposed to get a gift for our dog walker guy. We almost forgot about our dentist Dr. Kerr. We didn't expect to get a gift from her. Or our cousin, I forget his name. He got us something nice, better reciprocate. For last minute deals on gifts for people you forgot. Get fast and free shipping at Amazon.
hey, she really made a bomb. I
First off,
dropped
Quanna
a whole
is
plate.
from the South.
Why I dropped a
Like,
whole plate of green beans? That was all. All I could eat was freaking string beans and hummus and lettuce. Everybody was eating chicken and stuff. I dropped a whole plate of green beans. I'm like, you know what? I'm childish, but I got it together. It was nice. It was nice. We had it in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was in Clinton Hill. Shout out to Dr. Natural.
Shout out to Dr. Natural.
Dr. Natural.
For opening up that space for us. And I did mine's, my vision board. To me, I felt like I wanted to do a little different. I was trying to be creative, so it's like random. There's like ribbons on mine and like a little bit of paint and just, but it's up and I love it. I actually am really happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I've been hearing such a big trend of everybody. I don't know. I think 2018 it has to be a great year. I've been hearing.
I feel like
everybody-
it is going
It
to
has
be a
to be
great
like
year.
2017 was so
To me, it was
shitty
no.
that you had a good year. That's great, but I feel like in general, I don't know. I've been hearing. Well, some people have had a really good year, but the most trend for me, I've heard it was just like kind of whack. So 2018 really don't have no choice but to be better. I've also been hearing a lot of people just saying like, this is my, people say this every year, but this is my year. This is my year. I'm going to focus on me. But something, I don't know if it's because I know me that I'm really about to focus on my shit, but I do feel that energy like this is just going to be a good, prosperous year for people. I know it
Yeah.
will be for Daj and Off Life and Ivy and Co too,
Yes,
right?
definitely. I don't know. I feel like this year, like I'm just a little bit more braver than I was. Because you know how like you always be afraid of the unknown. Like this year, I'm just kind of on some like, fuck it. Like I'm gonna get to this shit. Even like the deep parts in me, like. So I'm just really
Do what you
excited
gotta
for this
do,
year,
flourish.
like, cause I'm really. You gotta. I'm 24. I'm not gonna be. Not gonna be any younger. So I just feel like I gotta get my shit together, and getting my shit together mean really getting my shit together. So.
I feel like 2017 was like really fucking crazy.
I had
That
fun.
year was
It was a lot of ups and downs.
It was like dramatic up.
Dramatic.
Very
Dramatic.
dramatic.
You know, it
Very
was like-
dramatic.
Trump is
Yes.
inaugurated. Beyonce's having a baby. It was like
No, twins.
twins, shit. It was just like I don't know where to go. There's hope, but there's not. Like, it was like so much. But and we lost some people in 2017.
We did. Rest in peace to Combat Jack. Like that was just crazy. I remember, like, well, the day he died, I didn't believe it at first. I'm like, I started seeing his picture, and I'm just like, nah, like, he just announced that, he
was fighting cancer.
he was just, it was like what, October, and I'm like, that's crazy, like,
Yeah, that was really sad.
Yeah, Compact Jack is probably one of the first people to introduce me to like podcasting. Like,
Right.
I always like talk radio, and I worked with NPR and stuff like that. But he did his interview with J. Cole after J. Cole dropped Born Sinner, and I'm a dead J. Cole fan. Like, I've thrown myself on the streets to see J. Cole. Dollar in a Dream tour. I had just got out of the hospital. I got hit by a car. The next day I was at the Dollar in a Dream tour because I was that adamant to see J. Cole. And the interview was so pure and clear. And he got his son to come on the interview. And it was just such a good, and I fell in love with podcasting ever since then. So I think he's such a a giant in this industry. He's Haitian. I was like, oh my gosh. So rest in peace to him. But he opened up the doors for so many people in this industry that was a little white before, and I think he just brought in this voice and just brought in what he says the most, Technicolor, and just made podcasting something so colorful.
Somebody, when he died, somebody made the comment like, so much history just like died with that man, and I always feel like people like that, it is such a hard loss because he put people on. Like, I got introduced to him. Wize, actually, we went to see a live taping of the show at the Paper Box in Williamsburg, and Mark Lamont Hill was on that episode, and I like fell in love with both of them. Was introduced to Mark Lamont Hill before from him being like a host on just like a random show. I didn't know that he was as intellectual as he was until I went to the Combat Jack show. And I was glued. I was just like, this is so dope. Just the audience and those type of people. And just from then, I was like, all right, this man he's dope. And when he passed away, that was like, it was sad. It was sad. I could tell the effect that it had on so many people that is on our level, our age group, everyday people, because I didn't know him on a personal level, but people that I do know personally were just saying how he was like a mentor to them, and I was just like, wow, this was a really great dude. And being that, you know, like he was Hove's lawyer before.
Thank you.
And
like
that,
podcasting was like the last of his life.
Yeah.
Prior to that, working for Source Magazine, like like so much. I'm not gonna lie, he did leave with a lot of stories, endless stories,
a legacy. So R.I.P. to him. Also R.I.P. to
Erica Garner. Yes,
the daughter of Eric Garner, who had got choked out by the police.
Yeah, and was it Staten Island? Or is that
Staten Island.
So selling cigarettes.
Yep. And she was very young. She was only 27 years old. She had a heart attack.
Sounds like the government to me, but let me stop.
Yeah, who knows? She could have been very heartbroken still over the passing of her father, but it says that she had an asthma attack the week before, and then she had a heart attack. So who knows? But that's very sad.
It is. So rest in peace. We lost. You know, we took some loss in 2017. Like,
those were just a few at the end. I don't even know who else passed in 2017. But like I said, the year was just everywhere to me.
Did Prince pass in 2017 or was that 2016?
16.
Dang, I feel like that was just yesterday still.
Right?
It's just crazy.
Rest in peace, Prince.
Rest in peace, Prince. Nah, wait, going back to Twitter, real quick, because Donald Trump on Twitter has to be, like, you would think it's a parody account. Like, you would think that's spectacular. Like, but it's really him. Like, it was one tweet that I just can't get over. I think it was the best tweet of 2017, the most funniest, where he was just like, why would Kim Jong call me old? I would never call him short and fat. Like, that to me was just, this is our president, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Like, bro, you got a whole country to be worried about.
This is a spoof. Like, low-key feel like this is just a spoof. Like, the government is just put him in place to really fuck with us for 4 years, because the shit this man says is just, and tweets, is just unbelievable. And
you know, Donald Trump is unapologetically him.
It is.
And I'm just, at this point, like I said, I'm preparing for the end. I'm working on my net neutrality budget and package for my internet. And
you really think that's going to happen?
I have no doubt in my mind.
I hope not. That's something
it's gonna be terrible,
ridiculous.
But they're really just going in
ridiculous.
And taking out everything that Obama touched. They're just pulling it apart. They're trying to repeal marijuana legalizations throughout certain states. Everything. They're literally
it's like going backwards.
It is going backwards.
Ridiculous.
One of my favorite podcasts I'm gonna shout out, which is the Black Joy mixtape, and it's 2 plus size beautiful women who really focus on people of color and politics. And they was telling me how they were talking about like reading letters from certain states sending to parents about them losing funding for insurance for children. They're taking away health insurance. They're basically reducing that federal funding that goes to states that are supposed to cover health insurance the health insurance program can be called CHIP, it can be called Famous, but it all come from the same pot of money. Right. And literally the letter is like, I forgot what state, but the letter is like, make your doctor's appointments before the 31st of January.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so but this is Rez.
I'm about to turn.
I don't know how everybody else feel, but this
I'm
is Rez.
about to turn 26 this year, and I guess that's the age that they cut you off of your parents' insurance. And I am like, oh my God, that's just another damn step of adulting that I am not ready for.
So prepare yourself. What are your goals, Dodge, for
Right.
2018?
My goals,
Yeah.
sis, I need to get my own apartment for one. I hate living with roommates. Oh my gosh. And loft life, because I feel like for the past, like I came up with it last year, and for a whole year, like I had a website and I was just sitting on it, having it on like stay tuned or coming soon. So now that that's done, I can really focus on that. I want to focus on getting my own place and being caught up financially, because sis be shopping. And spiritually, just everything, just becoming a whole better me. Like I feel like I've been here for 3 years. I just need to get my mind, body, and spirit on one accord.
Yeah, I mean, but just like at the vision board party, like just
I have
really
so many
piece it
goals.
out.
I don't have
exactly.
it's for me. Like I've been saying, 2017 been so damn crazy that it's so much going on. Like I don't have just like concrete goals. It's just everything need to just get itself together, because it's so much.
So how do you feel like you're going to accomplish it?
One day at a time.
Mm-hmm. That's a good answer.
So have you guys made any like physical changes so far, or just like
I
with
haven't
me?
even said my goals.
Oh no, I was about to ask you, like, because like with one of my goals, it was like I want to just be present. So part of being present is waking up early. So I feel like I've really been setting my alarm for, even if I don't have to be up early, I still want to wake up early. So that's one of the physical changes I made, like towards my goals of being present. But go into yours, Rice.
Oh, that's really good. I feel like I should do that, especially because like I'm nervous. I'm 26 now, and right now I'm like, fuck, these habits are about to, like, my bad habits are about to stick.
Yes.
And I'm not a morning person for the God
at all.
in
Me neither.
me. I'm just like, I can stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Then once I put my head down,
I'm out. And first of all, even if I am up early, I hate people talking to me before 12 about things that really just don't even need a conversation. Like, unless someone is dying, bro, like, okay, but give me my personal time till 12. Like, don't call me and say, how's the morning? I don't know. I'm living it. Like, in the afternoon at 12, I can tell you how my morning went. But don't talk to me. Like,
I will say 2016, I didn't read no damn books. I will admit. I mean, I said 2017 or 2016. Oh, I meant to say 2017. I didn't read. So I finally picked up my books because I was out buying them, but they was just sitting there for decoration. So it's, little things like that, just being waking up early, switching over to veganism, reading, finding time to meditate, because I feel like that is something you need to do in the morning. But because I don't wake up in the morning, I'm literally always running down Madison Avenue trying to get to work on time. So I would love to be able to like find a time to meditate.
right.
that's so cute. Madison Avenue, so New York. For me, so 2018, Lord, I'm still back.
I know.
I'm here, Lord, I'm here. 2018 is, for me, is all about getting, I had it in my head, it's taking small steps but reaching big goals.
Okay.
Right. So like I feel like that's why I kind of question like what are you gonna do, because I'd be like I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm always everywhere. Like mind, body, and soul. Everybody knows I'm everywhere. And even my Baba, when I used to like go and meditate like religiously every Sunday, he was like, you have a flighty spirit, you know, you have a very flighty spirit. And I don't buy things.
You're a Virgo.
Yes.
Me too. I'm literally me too. That's why it's hard to say. Yeah, we all over.
I don't buy, like, I don't do retail therapy, because retail makes me depressed as a plus size girl. I go into shops and I don't find stuff that fits me, so I don't do retail therapy. So what I go into is I save my money up and I plan last minute trips and I be out. Like,
I like that.
I'm team. Well, I got a little $300-$400 over here. I could catch a last minute flight. Let me go to Spirit. Let me go to LG. Let me go to LaGuardia after work so I can see how much it is at the desk. Like I'm
that girl.
I'm
a traveler.
I would love
I keep
to do
a bag. I used to, like, New York is too expensive, but back in the days I would have a bag packed ready. Especially when you have a car and you could just drive here and drive to the city and drive to that state. Let me throw my bag. Come and pick me up. Like, especially in college, like, I would like wake up in one city and go to sleep in the other.
That's so dope to me. I always wanted to take a road trip and just hit like small town cities and like go to their restaurants that they're known for. Like because I love the Food Channel and just you know how they go to different, like, I would love to eat all this food. Like, I'm a foodie, so that's something. But I definitely feel, you know how they say like your room is a reflection of your brain. Yeah. When I tell you everything be everywhere, like, I need 2018, I'm going to put things back. When I touch it, I'm going to put it back.
My room is, I will say, well, when I used to live at home with my mom, it was never dirty, but it was junky. I had clothes and shoes everywhere. But
I'm so messy.
Since I've lived here, I don't play that. Like, cleaning is so a part of my everyday.
That's the thing. I can clean, like, but it will, like, it doesn't stay there.
Yeah, I have to put stuff back because it just
But that's
drives
what I was
me
talking
crazy.
about, like little goals. Like right now, I'm all about like small things. So one thing I want to implement is have a liquid diet. Okay. I want to replace at least one meal a day with a smoothie or something along those lines, because I like being plus size, but I'm out of my comfort zone right now. 1, 2, New York is too fast for me to actually eat. And then sad to say, I don't like eating. I'm not saying I don't like eating, but if I had the option to live and not have to eat every day, I would. Because it's just such an inconvenience. It's so expensive, especially in the city, you know. And then I'm flighty, so I'm never home to meal prep. So I just made up my mind that, okay, I can't meal prep. I'm not home enough to do that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to buy me a blender. I'm going to throw some shit in the blender every morning and make that my breakfast. So now I have one less meal that I'm thinking about, or make that my dinner and I have one less meal to think about.
See, and I've just discovered in 2017, I'm not like domestic.
Oh, me, no.
I hate cooking. Like, hate it. And it's funny because when I do cook, people are like, oh my God, like, why don't you cook? Because it tastes good or whatever. I don't want to do it. Like, and I feel bad because now that I have a boyfriend, and I be trying to be domestic, but it just, no, bro. Like,
I'm very domestic. I don't know
not
if it's
domestic
because
at all.
life kind of forced me to be at the kitchen.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I have to cook every meal because I don't really eat out. It's like veggies. So I be in a rush to get home to cook because unless I'm out, I could go to like Just Salad or Chop to get a salad or some steamed vegetables from somewhere. But other than that, like, I just be in a rush to get home and cook.
And I wish I tried, I think at the end of last year, of like meal prepping and doing that. But then I realized, like, I struggle to get home to do so.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, my schedule be packed. Like, goal number 2 is to have a updated calendar, because I feel like if I see things on my calendar, like these recordings or a party or something like that, I'm able to allocate and realize, okay, I'm too busy this day. Yep. So something I cannot do.
So could you kind of say, like, just getting on a routine?
No, because
I'm not getting in a. Okay.
I have to. And you was like, this year be more of you, accept you.
Right.
I gotta accept that I'm flighty, I'm busy. I came to New York to build, so not every day is gonna be the same for me.
Right.
But if I have a calendar and I can see like, okay, I'm planning on going to this party and that party and no, actually I'm not gonna go to this.
Right.
You know, and I can just carve in more of me time.
I'm not gonna front. Planners make me happy. So
yeah,
I
I
write everything down. I got a big calendar on my wall. I got my planner. I got my phone.
Yep.
So organization is my thing. Like for
sure.
2018. Like I can organize my life. I can't organize my room. It's really retarded.
I can barely organize anything.
Like
I be here like, oh my god.
But other people messes make me crazy. Like my mess, I can walk through it. Okay. If you're a messy person, like
I don't know. It could be
crazy.
too because I live with guys, and so I'm forced to clean after them, which I hate. I be going crazy in the crib, but like then my house would be a mess if I didn't clean. So I guess those are things too that have like forced me to be domestic, always cleaning, gotta sweep, or the floor wouldn't be swept if Dash didn't sweep. That's because you live with two dudes, and so it's just like I gotta do this stuff every day. And it's fine because I like being in a, like, I can't even get dressed in a junky room. Being able to come home to a clean room, being able to light you a candle, some incense. I'm an incense girl.
Yeah.
That's like such a peace of mind for me. Looking at everything in clutter, that's just not
I'm
right.
not gonna
for my
front
energy.
like my room is big, so I have a couch. It's the couch that like because
Got
my bed
everything.
You throw everything.
I throw everything on the couch, and don't let me come home drunk. Everything is
This episode is brought to you by Undeniably Dairy. Dairy farmers are more than farmers. They're climate caretakers. They see water as a precious resource. Most farmers recycle water up to 4 times, from chilling the milk to irrigating their crops. And some even use technology to turn manure into renewable energy. To learn more about what dairy farmers are doing to make their farms more sustainable, visit usdairy.com.
everywhere, like, and then I don't put things back. So getting dressed is like a challenge, like, because I'll try on a sweater. I'll look at 3 coats before I leave, and then all of those coats will be on my bed.
I be trying to put it away.
I just don't know. But I'm like with the kitchen and with the bathroom, like I'm super on it. Like that's the thing. But my room could be messy, but like general populations can't be messy.
Yeah.
My dad is Puerto Rican, so before we like moved in and like blended families, it was just me and him. So if you left a dish in the sink, like you will wake up and it'll be in your room. So he kind of helped me get into the habit, like cooking. Well, if I'm cooking, like clean while I cook, so it's not 1,000 dishes at the end of the night. And 2, like you just never know when you're gonna have company. So you always I don't know. I hate having to clean because someone's coming over. Like my room, I feel like my friends
already,
know.
right?
My room, like I don't care. Like it don't ever be dirty, but I can just throw all those clothes into the closet.
Yo, why I posted my room on Instagram yesterday. Like I was just making a story because my mom bought me this like shelf thing, and it don't go with my room, and I'm super sad because she spent the money on it. But so I made a video yesterday in my room, just like I was gonna put this dresser here, whatever. Yo, the dudes that was in the inbox, like, yo, your room look mad comfy, y'all. That be
That's
killing me. They
hilarious.
like, can I join? Let me tell y'all about me and dudes now.
So
I'm this type. Wait, okay. Before I go into that too, I posted a meme once on my story, and it was just like a studio apartment, and I wrote like, I can't wait to have my own place. So this is literally just a meme. I don't have my own place. Ain't nowhere near having it. And this dude replied like, yeah, that's nice. When you get your own place, I'ma pull up. Bro,
sis, why do you feel comfortable?
Why do
writing
you
that to
feel
me?
comfortable writing that? Like,
guys
who
are
raised
creeps.
these dudes?
They're-
Like, I would have rather you respected been like, when you get ready to move, I'ma help you. I get you a
Right.
table. I help you move. I help. I can help you with your
They said
first
I'ma
month
pull
rent.
up
He said,
with
I'ma
they
pull up.
PPs.
You not pulling up nowhere, bruh. I've been working mad
Don't pull
hard.
up with the peepees, okay?
Come on.
I feel like the last thing I want to do for 2018 is, and it goes along with the last one, which is like organizing my time, is just turning into myself and my own spirituality, including like self-care, because I I really put myself on the back burner. I'm a very selfless person, and I'm so about like sacrificing my time and my energy for other people. And that's why, again, I have to do this calendar so I can see like, okay, I'm giving too much of me to other things. So like just having a good like self-care routine. There's actually a meditation center in like in the 30s in New York in Midtown, off of like the 6th Avenue. That has like open sessions every Thursday. So my goal is to go there like every Thursday to like meditate, because that's how I was introduced to meditation, which was like in group settings, and very like
the thing about meditating is like I'll try, but my mind, like how do you silence the noise?
Practice.
Yeah, you
like
gotta
when I tell you, like
breathing, taking deep breaths.
Breathing does so much. When you're breathing so much when you're meditating. These apps are really good. I did Headspace.
Okay.
I think Quanna talked about Mindful. I'm gonna try Mindful.
I downloaded Mindful.
But breathing, like what I do when I meditate, and also big fan of Hey Friend Hey, who also recommends journaling after you meditate.
Okay.
So like those thoughts that do come in your head, like the objective is just to take them in and take them out.
Okay.
And just move forward. So every time the thought comes into your head, you're just like, don't sit on it. Shan said that. Don't sit on it. Let it come and be like, okay. And then push for clarity. Push for, just push for silence. Another thought's going to come. Let it come. Push for silence. And just, based off of even Bree's 30-day challenge, give yourself 8 minutes. And if you just keep on giving yourself 8 minutes, maybe it's not until the last 60 seconds you actually got there. You actually was clear, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it when you like.
I need to
get to that space.
I have to declutter my mind because it's cluttered. I be like thinking about 1,001 things. Like even when I'm high, like when I'm high, I feel myself like I have to talk out loud, like sit down, because I will start here. Like I was cleaning the other day. Like going into 20, you know how like everybody cleans and does like, I don't know about y'all, but I do like a big purge before the new year.
I need to do it.
So I was doing like my yearly purge, but I would start like in my junk drawer, and then I would end up in my closet, and it's just like focus on the drawer, then like, I don't know. This is just me, but I clean like towards the door. Like I never like on every end of the year, like, cause you want to bring everything that's in your house like out. So, like, instead of, like, sweeping just in my room, like, I sweep it out my room, sweep it out the front. And that's how I clean the house, like, in areas. So, I start, like, by my window and then, like, work my way around to the room door. Like, it's just important. That's just how I do it. And it just feels like when the new year comes, it's new energy. Like, all that dust that was in 2017. And that's just on a, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Metaphorical level.
Yeah.
It's out. But yeah, like I just cleaned towards the door, but I felt myself just jumping. And that's because my mind is really like, oh, this. I forgot to do this. I got to do this. So meditating.
And to piggyback on like, what have we started implementing so far? For me, with that decluttering my schedule, decluttering my mind, I am on the 30-day no weed challenge. Like,
woo, that's dope. You don't smoke either, right?
No, not no more. I drink water.
I drink lots of water.
Water is so good.
It is. I drink like 4 bottles.
I watched the video the other day on YouTube about different water brands and their pH levels, and they were all so different. And I wonder how like effective that is. Like with the Senshi, it was saying that one was really good.
Like alkaline water, I've heard is awesome.
Yeah. Wait, is that a brand or
no?
So just right, the pH level. Like the more alkaline it is than acidic. So I was like, that's one thing that I'm gonna start taking, because I'm a Poland Spring head. Like I don't. It's no shame in that, but it's bad. Right. So not bad, but it's not the best.
I heard Ion. It's like it has a black and red label on it. Is it Ion or?
Because Essentia has the black. Yeah, Essentia is like the best one. The only thing is, I'm like, I buy a gallon of water every day, but I could go to Family Dollar and buy me a 24-pack of water for like $3 and some change.
From Poland.
And the Essentia water is just, it's a little expensive right now.
So randomly, this New Yorker, like in New York, you either have like your crazy talkative or you have your like cold quiet, and there was this crazy talkative guy who was drinking Essentia, and he was like, "This is the best water." He's like, "Oh, I'm ordering alkaline filters from China." I never got to look into it, but I would suggest that to you. Where he was like, you put in your water and it cleans the water out and adds alkaline.
I would love to just be able to afford the Essentia,
I know,
but
that's why we need a
soon.
Trader Joe's in the Bronx.
Yeah,
because
the one in East, isn't there one in East Harlem?
No, that's a Whole Foods.
No, not the one on Lenox, East Harlem. It's not a Trader Joe's in East Harlem.
No, the Trader Joe's I know is like 72nd.
72nd.
That's the thing. It's so many shitty options in our neighborhoods to eat. Like, there's a chicken spot on every corner.
Yes,
it's just like
it's a
you gotta
Crown
go to the
chicken.
Oh
you
my
gotta go to the grocery
gosh.
What's your
So,
goals?
let's talk about Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Yes. First off, I love it. I love it because they touched on so many important topics just with the gay rapper
Bobby
Light, Amara La Negra.
Amara.
See, look at you, Dash.
Amara La Negra. I am in love with the topic of colorism. I'm not sure who Young Hollywood is. So listeners, if you can inform me what music he's produced, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, please.
We just might repost it, but I don't know what was his script or direction. Again, I also don't know much about reality TV, but for him to go so left field when this female artist comes in to work on music, and now you're not an A&R, you're not in music management, you're, from my understanding, a producer. And if he does have, I've been Googling, if he does have that background, please show me the artist that he was able to transform into better. But for you to come in and be like, well, you should dress all elegant,
You
straight
can't,
hair.
right? Like, he was basically saying, he said it, like, you can't be elegant with an afro.
With an afro.
Like, sis, what does that even mean? What is your... What is your thing of, like, that's the thing with elegance. I feel like that's more so also, like, of course, it has to do with your look, but it's also an aura and how you carry yourself. So you can have straight hair and there's nothing elegant about you. I feel like that was his little quick 15 minutes to fame.
No, the part that killed me the most is when she was like, "Oh, I'm an Afro Latina," and he was like,
because you're Afro?"
Like,
yes!
I was like, "Sir, oh my God, you are."
He is so ignorant.
Reaching, and you can't use context clues, huh?
Afro Latino, why? Because of your Afro? No, when that's.
Yikes. And I think it's a really big topic in the Latin community. I lived in Brazil for a little while, and Brazil's really big on having a samba queen, and there was a lot of backlash when they decided to pick a samba queen who was a Afro-Brazilian. So I'm really happy, like, colorism is real. It is a form of prejudice. Some folks will call it a form of racism. And there are Latin men and women who have 4C.
Yes.
Who you're saying not every
dark.
Especially for these men who want the exotic, they want the exotic.
I know so many men that I thought just off of looking like they were black and open up their mouth. And
Harlem will help you with that.
Hello, I'm not gonna front. Like, a guy I was dating, I thought he was black, so he started speaking Spanish. I'm not really into Spanish guys, so that's why I had to curve him. I'm like, it had nothing to do with his color.
I like Spanish men.
Even like Tax, Tax is Honduras. Like,
yeah,
you're saying you don't.
A lot. These Honduras, they be tricking people.
They be
tricking.
Like, and I'm from Miami, so I definitely watched the show, and I was just like, that was like everything to me. I was like, oh shit, this needs to, come on, Mona, this needs to stay.
Yes.
Because I was like,
proud of Mona for the topic she chose.
Because it's gonna it became like big on Twitter, it became big on social media. So even though it was something that just opened up, I think sometimes I feel like she does these things to like now like bring it into reality. Like, yeah, it's a reality show, but it's going into reality. And there was a lot more conversations about colorism in the music industry, colorism in the Latin culture, colorism in the Black culture. All these things are something that we need to not hide, but bring to the light. And it's funny how she rocks a fro, because when I was in Brazil, I saw mixed kids who were fair skinned, who had kinky hair, and then mixed kids who had darker skin, who had suave hair. So I was like, oh, is that how it breaks down? I don't know how genetics work, but I was like, oh shit. But I've always loved a fro. I've always loved kinky hair,
and
I
she's
love
beautiful.
The fact she fought for
even though her skin looks a little fake to me, I know it's real.
I don't understand what that means. Her
it means
eye color
it just looks
me.
it looks a little like blackface. It just doesn't look real. She gives
maybe
me
her makeup is too dark, and maybe her tan because she's always in the sun. I don't know. I know what you mean.
I'm not gonna front. It's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't look real. Even though it is, it just didn't look real. I don't know how else to explain it. It just kind of looked like a wax figure.
Speaking
of wax, did y'all see Trick Daddy's face? What is going on for him?
Now, Trick Daddy has, first of all, please don't
go.
Born and raised in Miami. So I love him too. I am concerned about him being a little too coonish on the show.
He's so spicy.
But he's always been spicy though.
He's always been spicy.
And he I think he suffers from lupus, or
he
had some sort of medical issues.
And
please
that's
don't
why
quote me here. So that's why like he might look a little different than what you are used to with Trick Love the Kids. Right. You feel me? Like he looks a little different. So
but he's very flamboyant on this show. He gives me very spicy flavor. I was just like, okay, Trick, I'm here for it. But
and
I was just
like,
but I've never seen this side until Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, and I think Love and Hip Hop is really exposing what like us Miami kids are used to.
Because I used to live in Boca, so I like went to
hey, shout out to Ball Greasy.
Shout out to Ball Greasy.
Hey, shout out to Ball Greasy. Yes, nice and slow. Yes, y'all done got me lit over here. Shout out to Ball Greasy.
Yo, he coming back.
Yes, honey.
That was a nice little song. Shout out to all the Miami artists.
Shout out. Yeah, shout out to Florida, period.
Florida, yes.
Yeah, just
shout
all.
You know who I used to love in Florida? Iceberg.
Iceberg Live.
Yes, Naked Hustle was my
I need that. Like, what? Let me
clap them thighs.
And be stunners. Y'all ain't even ready enough. Let me hold
when
my
I lived
city
in Florida,
down.
I loved. It was certain things I did love. Like I loved pickled eggs out there.
I love pickled eggs.
It's some stuff that like that's what I be telling people. South Beach is not Miami. That
shout
is
out to the
block.
941.
Because Miami is hood as fuck. Like you think, like people just think, oh, South Beach. No, Dade County. Oh, first of all, I love me some beans when they put the spice to it.
I'm talking about poking beans,
like Liberty City, like adjacent to Little Haiti.
Well, like with the French,
yes.
like pork and beans.
No,
girl,
it's
like
the name of the project.
Like
it's the name of the project.
Oh,
yes,
I think you're talking about food.
Specifically is
why
basically Liberty City.
Wait, why I went to Miami? Me and Angel went to Miami and we was staying with my cousin, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I never had stayed at his house. So he had another cousin come pick us up from the airport. And so he like, I live in the hood, y'all. And we just like, all right, Angel, like, I'll be watching First 48 and I hope your cousin don't live in the poking beans. Why? He lived right next door to the poking beans. Like, we could not go outside. He used to be like, y'all can't go to the store. He's like, y'all need to check for everything because it's
that's
straight
crazy.
raw.
Like
it was so funny.
I am from Little Haiti. I am from where Sable Palm Projects used to be. Like I'm from Sable Palm Projects is one of those big complex. I remember growing up, like people would get on the back of the ice cream truck to make it into their front door. I'm seriously, and I grew up with. I went to school in the South, like Coral Gables, Coconut Grove area, where like
my sister goes to Pinecrest. It's like
it's elementary school.
It's like one of those private schools, but like everyone in Florida be talking about it. But okay.
And I'm like when I say exposing to Miami, like Trick Daddy is tangible in Miami. Like you can go and play basketball with him on the court. If you are down in Kendall, you down court. If you can find him, he's gonna talk to you. So the spiciness that y'all see, like that's him. And native South Florida, native Floridians overall are kind of like, you know,
spicy.
No, not spicy,
Florida.
but know that of, I can't say that everybody's not spicy, but know of him in that way. You know, I'm just a little concerned of him skirting the line of like doing the most and just being the funny guy on the show. But Trina, the Diamond Princess
of the city,
I am here for you, and every time you are on an episode, I will watch it.
So she really has that hold of Miami.
Yes,
she does.
That's when someone was calling. I'm not gonna do this because I don't want to talk about Jocelyn, but. That's the only Diamond Princess I recognize in my life right now is
Trina.
It's Trina, and it's always my first freaking screen name was Diamond Princess. Like, dude, I've been for it. I've been Silver Dollar. I used to listen to her songs on the radio, record it on the tape, and then play it back to write down the lyrics. And this is before we had, you know, Metro lyrics.
Oh, yeah. I used to do that back in the day so hard. Listen to song over and over to learn them lyrics.
I still do that now.
Yeah, but I'm talking about you don't write them down no more.
Yeah, we don't write them down.
We used to write them things down with mechanical pencil and a notebook straight up.
That's good. I always had some type of love and respect for Trina. So.
Me too.
Like, I love that. Like, she goes so hard for Miami,
like, and she always will.
And that's she lives there. She's never moved. She's always lived in Miami.
I can't even say if she's relocated. If she relocated, I feel like it's still like very temporary. And then also you have to understand, Miami has a lot of recording studios. Remember, like Lil Wayne had a freaking couple-year residency just in the stew. So I wouldn't be surprised if Katrina Taylor herself decided, like, doesn't leave because everything
she needs is there.
Right here. And it's not like now Revolt does their music conference. You have Art Basel. So I'm looking forward to the show, but I'm not looking for like Bobby Light and that drama.
Yeah. He just does a lot. But we're gonna see as the season like just kind of moves forward.
We will.
I'm like you said you wasn't I'm a big fan of reality TV because I one day want to produce reality TV, not for like a VH1, more for like a centric. Nice. Like I want to like work with those networks. I already have like the show concept. I just need somebody to, if you are listening, I just want to work on a production scene. Like I'll take an entry level job on a Love and Hip Hop scene or just like a reality show just so I can learn the ropes behind it. Cause I know how I want it to look. But as far as like how things work, I really need.
I'm very curious how it works because like in just character development, I guess. Because when Bobby came on the scene, he was spicy. He was this. He was that. When Shay.
Oh, I'm so over Shay. We're not gonna.
Shay. It's Shay.
Let's not talk about her.
Oh, okay. Well, you know,
we're not gonna give her
we're not.
5 minutes.
But even then, and just
it's just a lot. Like I just feel like who. Yeah, I just feel like for Shay and with Bobby, like they're cool, but that's not really what I want to see all the time. Like, is the drama? I feel like you can have drama without throwing a cup. Like I have real life. Trying to pay a bill.
Yo, I done seen so many cups thrown on just.
That's what I'm saying. And why am I going to dinner or to eat with people I don't like? Like certain things aren't realistic to me. So that's what I would want to do and bring back into reality TV. Like College Hill and those shows, those were real. The Real World, those were real shows. You get what I'm saying? Like one, they put you in a house together, so of course it's you're bound to like fight and stuff like that because everyone knows like you're living with people. These people be in whole different entities of this city and meet up to fight. That doesn't make sense.
And and that's what like I'm really concerned on the development of this series. And shout out to Pretty Ricky because I definitely was calling their numbers in middle school, and to see them back on the scene is kind of like.
I was in the studio with Spectacular about a year ago, which is funny.
Really?
Then, yeah.
How was that?
I'm not gonna front. When he came in, no one really cared. And then but he's cool. He's very nice. He did a lot to show his Rolly, but he was also in the studio. It was him. It was A Boogie. It was P&B. So he came in to like a whole bunch of niggas with rollies and shit. So when he came in, niggas wasn't really impressed. Like, I mean, he was showing his rollie so much. I'm like, oh, you shining. Like, it was a joke, and, you know, we laughed. But
was he doing anything? Like,
he was just showing. Like,
no, why was he in the studio?
I really don't know. Because I feel like people just come to, and this is why I don't understand people that's just in the studio. Because he came into the studio, he heard a couple beats, was listening to the singer or whatever, but he never laid anything down. This was the day A Boogie was recording Vacation. Like, I remember that day. Like, we was in the studio from like 12. We got to the studio at like 11. A Boogie and I was already there. My brother, like, it hangs out with them, so he brought me, and I didn't leave till like 4 a.m. and he didn't even put the second verse down yet. So that's why it's just so funny. Like, what do y'all do in the studio for all these hours? Yeah. They just be smoking and chilling. And then, like, P&B came. He didn't lay nothing down. Spectacular came. It was a different, like, a lot of different random people was in there, which I felt was cool. But celebrities are just also weird in person. Like, they're very awkward as fuck. Like, so when I meet, like, a weird independent artist, like, I just know they're going to be perfect for Hollywood. Seriously, it's this one guy, he's so weird, love his music, but he has the weirdness. And I'm like, you're going to make it, because most of these celebrities be corny like that. Like, you have the corniness for this industry.
That is crazy.
2018 is the year for financial literacy for me. Like, that, like, I feel like, all right, I'm about to be 25. Yeah, like, I need credit is super important. I don't think people understand that. Is. Like, so I started following, like, all these just like Instagram accounts that, like, just kind of give you advice and tips to, like, repair your credit or build your credit, and just, like, how to use it wisely.
Girl, you better put out the handles, these Instagram.
Right. Oh yes. So one of
them, especially like for our like folks who like are interested in moving to New York and stuff like that. Let me tell you how not only do you need to save at least 2 stacks, but you just need to go ahead and build your credit, because if you have less than a 630 is skirting it. So if you have anything lower than that, please know that you're gonna be dropping more money for a place.
That was me. I had to pay an extra month of rent, but I needed that place, and I begged, and thank God my landlord allowed me to even pay that extra month, because some people just like, nope, you don't got the credit, you don't got the guarantor, exactly. You can't move in. So I was very thankful.
Yeah. One of the Instagram accounts is Debt Free Black Girl. So, but she spells black BLK girl GRL. So I like her. There's another one.
It's so
the credit lifestyle. And these are all black women, by the way.
Yes, because this is a Carefree Black Girl podcast.
Sorry. And then there's one more. I can't think of the top of my head, but it's amazing. I'll tell you guys once it comes to my mind. But
I know, I think I said it on the last episode, but when you move to New York, I swear, these bills, and we don't have our parents here and like all the family that everybody else has, it'd be on a different level. Because like, it's great that you could focus on your credit right now, you know, but do you want to move out anytime soon?
Yes, I need to be out. Like, my goal is to at least have my own apartment by 26.
Okay, because I would love to be focused on credit, but I gotta focus on reality.
No, of course,
right now.
But the thing is, I feel like we say that a lot. We be so focused on reality, but if we just focus on our credit for a year, our life will change. I don't. That's what I'm saying. So it's just like, of right course, now,
but I have the bills, rent, and all.
But that's part of taking care of your credit, paying bills on time, like. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like, oh, I'm going to focus on my credit. It's like, no, I'm focusing on my reality and I'm paying my bills. But there's like it's kind of like a method to it a little bit. Right.
My checks, taking care of myself 100% is different from, you know, people without rent and those expenses. So, it's totally different.
Okay. No, I feel you. Like, I mean, even at home, like, right now I do have the privilege of being at home, but at the same time, it's not really a privilege when it's not my own. Like, if I was 17, like, oh, this is cool. But in order for me to get my own and the own that I want, like, even, like, I want to own a condo. So it's just like, if my credit was good, I can get a loan.
Yeah.
Finance. You get what I'm saying? So it's different things you can do with your credit. And for so long, I was just scared of credit alone. Like, I would never check my credit score. Like, it's just something like, the thought of credit made me cringe. And then this is the year, like, going to church. My pastor said the theme for 2018 is leaning in. So lean into anything you're afraid of. Lean into who you are. Because, you know, sometimes we kind of shrink back just not to offend people around us. But that's not. We have to, like, really, like, live for us. So part of me living for us is financial literacy. Like I said, scares the hell out of me. But
and it shouldn't.
I am going to, you know, master this shit. So 2019... shit is lit. Like,
could I just add to your goal for financial literacy, which was my goal last year, I guess 2017. And there are sites out there, people, where you can pull a full credit report, a full, like, extensive of everything. Anybody who checked your name, you could do it for free. Okay. I know I said I did Experian, but then Experian started. They went through something. So find one that's a little better. But I did it even though 2017, and I read and look into it. Look into who you, like, paid off, but it's still on your credit report.
Right.
Try to get it removed. Just try. Like, right now I'm working on something that was paid off last year. It paid off 2016. It updated all of a sudden 2017. They're saying, like, oh, it has to stay there for the next 7 years, but I don't care. It's paid. Why is it on my credit?
Yeah, okay.
Why is it there? Like,
see,
you understand?
My debt, I ain't even ready to pay it. But when I get ready to pay it, then I'm gonna start looking into stuff where I could get it removed before those 7 years.
And I think you should even, like, look into it so you can
Just
know.
to see.
So
Yeah.
you can know.
I avoid
I've been using
credit
Karma though.
Credit Karma, I was going to say, every bank now, from Wells Fargo to Bank of America, has a FICO score option on online banking. I look at my FICO score monthly.
Okay.
Because I messed up. I defaulted on my loans, so the world knows, Jesus. And, like, that shit got me because I was like, fuck, like, I defaulted in New York, and I experienced the struggle of trying to find a place in New York. Like, this man literally was telling me I needed a 700 credit score for a room that didn't have a closet, that didn't have a window. It had a window that looked into the living room. So it wasn't a room, it was an office. But he was like, and at that time I was 40 points shy. And he was like, why is your credit so low? Like,
oh, no.
I was like, sir.
When I was trying to get my apartment, I was like, look, bruh, I know my credit score is not what you looking for. Like, what can I do? I had to pray on that one.
I was going to give
God.
God.
I had to give it to God because, look,
I'm really just trying to push it out there. Like, no, even if you can't do nothing about it, you know, like, okay, I owe this credit card this much. I owe this person that much.
For me, like, I got my credit card paid off in a good time when I had my first credit card. I literally have a loan from when I went to college. I only went to college for 1 year, y'all. And I dropped out of my classes for one of the semesters because I wasn't even getting the financial aid like everybody else got, because I'm the only child, but I guess just my mom's income or whatever, but they don't account into everyday life and bills and stuff.
They
so
don't never do that.
I was never one of those kids that got checks for coming to school and people getting checks. And I'm like, well, I don't even have enough money to cover my full tuition, let alone books. So the semester that I dropped out because I couldn't afford books. And majority of my classes, you needed those books, and not where you could, like, go and borrow it, like where each book had their own code that you had to get on and do those. So
school.
that was
Such a
already
business.
like
it's
a
America's biggest
huge
scam.
part of your grade. And so I'm like, I'm that 25% or 35%, whatever, is automatically a zero for me. I don't have the motivation to come here. That means I got to get 100% on everything else just to maybe even get a 75% or whatever. I'm like, nah. So I dropped out. And who knew? I wish somebody would have told me, like, well, they're going to bill you for those classes because it was after this certain date. So I've never had the motivation to pay that back because it was like, I didn't get nothing from y'all. So that's, what's like jacked up on my credit. And
when
it sucks.
When it just about defaulting on loans and just financial literacy for those who have that, including you, Ivy, just do your forbearance. Just do your forbearance. Just tell them, especially if you don't have a private loan, if you have a Fed Loan Services, one of those government, tell them you don't have it. Do your forbearance. Just do your forbearance until you have it. Pay 1 month, do a forbearance again for another 6
I'm gonna do
months.
that. And I've been paying
Keep on doing it.
I've been paying off my student loan monthly. But, you know, right now, times is a little hard. And I'm just like, you know, sis, when I get it, you get it. Like,
Exactly.
But you don't want them to default. You don't want them to send you to collection services. Like, I went to a HBCU that was so quick to send students to collection services. And that shit fucks up your credit.
I'm in
And
collections.
yes. No, like college is a scam.
it's America's
and
biggest
I'm like,
scam.
sir, so that same guy,
Huh?
that same guy who was like, why your credit so? I'm like, sir, do you not know? Like, I have a 4-year education on my back. Like, and that
Yeah.
wasn't free. Like, I might have gotten government assistance, but I pulled out loans for housing. You understand? I pulled out loans for books. Like,
Do you know, like, I just find it so crazy that they make it so hard for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 40 points away. You talking about my credit score, like, sis, like, shit happens. Like,
Shit happens.
like, and that's
and
the
I made
thing.
56 times the pay. We're not gonna.
So, do y'all go to church
Oh, yeah, I do. I love my
every
church.
Sunday?
Not every Sunday. I used to, but I'm about to get back to doing that.
What about you,
I
Rez?
don't go to church, and I'm actually working on developing my own form of spirituality.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I come from a very Haitian family that just is like church, and I do believe you need a place to center yourself and to be rejuvenated. I don't think. But I also believe religion was created for order.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
I'm not religious at all. That's definitely a man-made thing, I feel like. But spirituality,
Definitely.
I did grow up in a heavy, like, Christian
So,
household.
do you believe, are you like Christian? Do you believe in like God,
So-
heaven, hell?
So, I mean, I went to a Pentecostal church where it was, when I tell you, like, we had to, like, my mom always did her own thing, which I was happy for, but I can tell they were very judgy in this church I grew up in. Like, it turned me off completely. Like, once I was able to make the decision to not go, like, you know, when your parents stop forcing you, which was like around 9th grade, I stopped going.
That's early.
But a couple years ago, my dad, I had to go to church with him because I was like, if I need to see what this church he's going to. I thought it was a cult because my father is not. For growing up, if my mom started playing like gospel music, that was her way of getting him out the house. Like anything with church, like my dad was not for it. So then my dad was talking about this one church, FCBC, the best church in the world, I promise y'all.
Oh my God, I've been there.
And I went to it, and he really, Pastor Mike really kind of just, he's a great teacher. Like, and he provides life and lessons from the Bible to your everyday life. So he's not telling you like, oh, you can't do this or you're going to go to hell. He's saying use some of the tactics in the Bible to like help you with your problem. Like focus on your own spiritual journey with God. Like be a better person for you. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not really rules to it. That's why we don't even like Easter Sundays, you don't see big hats. Like we in jeans. Like it's so cool. That church made me feel like, all right, I'm learning something. I'm learning how to be a better person. Not just on some like, oh, if I do this, I'm going to go to hell. But just real personal spiritual growth I learned from this one church. And now I see why my dad goes. So that's kind of like the churches I go to. Well, I would go to. But I don't feel like you have to be in church to get to God. Like church is
not at
definitely a
all.
middleman.
I
Like,
don't feel like that either. Like in my almost 3 years that I've been living in New York City now, I've been to church once with my mom.
You should come to my-
on Mother's Day.
What did you?
But
Liddy.
I talk to God every day. Like, but I don't know. I feel like something is trying to pull me back to the church. But like I grew up in the church my whole life, but I definitely like question
a lot of
things. So it's so hard for me to go and listen to something where I'm just like, yeah, like how we talked about. I mean, not what we talked about, but just like how people say Christianity and just like slavery and how they taught us in the Bible.
Right.
I just be having so many questions, but I be wondering, like, have y'all ever taken off of a job? Now this is one thing that I've never done that I'm trying to maybe think, because I've always been not scared, but not wanting to be a disappointment to a job, to be like, I'm not available on Sundays.
Oh yeah, no, my mom been
my
made
mama
that
do
her
that.
thing all the time. She
My
does
mama
not
does
work
that.
on Sundays. Like,
And again, that's self-care.
That
is
is self-care
self-care.
I
because
need my Sundays to
I've
go to
never
church.
done that, and
Yeah,
I
I've
feel
been
like
gave up
I
us,
need to
yeah.
I need to do that. And jobs be like, you need
I would
you
love
need
for
your
you
weekend
to
availability,
come to
but
FC. What I was gonna ask you, what's your opinion of
In
FCBC?
Harlem?
Yes.
I felt like it was Liddy. I went and I literally Liddy.
Liddy, like they
'cause-
take what we love and they bring it to church. Like,
Yeah, it's the space is really nice because
Yeah.
it's like a
it's like an old
it's a
theater.
Old theater. I remember when I went, they were even gonna screen James Baldwin's movie.
Yes.
So they definitely seem enculturated. For those who don't know, that's the church in Harlem that has that like
On 116th and 7th.
before I die wall, I think. Or
Yes,
it's like
before I die, like, or just like. It's on 116th and 7th. We're super involved in the community. Like,
Very.
we give, like on Father's Day, we give free haircuts. We are always giving out clothes. We have a free dream center. We have the Hope Center for free mental awareness and health. You can go there to get therapy. We give like different creative classes at the Dream Center. So it's a wonderful place. It is super Black, y'all. Like, it's pro Black. Like, it makes me feel so happy to go. Like, it's really a good home for spirituality. I feel like you meet a lot of different people. It's just, it's just a great church.
It's
Just
really
go.
good. For me, like
Oh wait, one more thing. If you aren't able to attend, they stream the services live for you.
that's how my
So-
church is in Rochester.
Like,
were
like
you
website.
were you streaming?
The church in Rochester that I went to, they did.
Like from home, have you ever streamed?
Oh no.
maybe you
No.
should.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you should because
I
I
be
know
wanting to be there, but we'll see. I'm definitely. I need to get back into church, though. I feel like something is telling me, like, girl,
I
go
think
back to church.
Listen to it.
Definitely.
I am. I'ma definitely let my job know, like, I need my Sundays. And y'all, my new job, like, I like it, but my hours. So I work at the Coach store now, the flagship Coach store, which is dope. It's really nice, super dope discount, but retail, working back to retail, like, I've been working in hospitality and restaurants where they were only open for dinner. So we opened at 5 p.m. and I would have my whole day times, which was good. I got off really late, but I would still have a whole half of my day to do what I need to do. So working back in retail, the hours are like 12 to 9, 11 to 8. I can't do that because I feel like as an entrepreneur, you don't have time to work on your own stuff. Because if you go in at 12, what are you doing? You're getting ready for work before then and eating breakfast. And then after that, other things are closed. Everything closed at 9. So I'm just like, dang, I just was going through this whole like job search process. And now I feel like I need to jump back and do it again because I don't know. I know how you say, Rez, all the time, like you're so giving and you need to find time for yourself. I am the total opposite. Like I'm my number one.
I'm so envious of people like
I'm
you.
so my number
I
one.
look at
Like
you
I
and
don't
I'm
play
like-
that.
I'm like, how do I become?
Yeah, I don't play that.
And New York, y'all, New York is making me have new skin. Okay, I'm Lil Kim. I'm out here. Like New York has really gotten me like, okay, you just got to put yourself first because you can't, because no one on the platform cares for you. No one on this train cares for you. No one at your job cares for you. No one's going to care for you but you. Like, no one's going to make you priority in their life. And they shouldn't. They should not. Like,
Exactly.
but you. So, I every time I'm like, yo, I wish I could be like that.
Dude, girl, number
wish I could
one.
be
I was
like
telling Quanna today, we was talking about like our finances and stuff, and I said, you know what? And I still made the time to go get my nails and my
I see
feet
this
done.
blue.
That's
I
because
need more
I
blue
look.
on these nails. But
And
let me tell
I
you
can't
how,
be stressed and looking crazy.
That's, you know what, I'm about to, because look at my toe coming out. It is not done. But that's what I want to do because I feel like I want to get back to getting my nails done and my feet done on the regular because I am stressed But that makes so much sense. It's no reason to be stressed and looking stressed.
And look crazy.
So
that's gonna just overwhelm me. Looking in the mirror, I'm looking crazy. I need money. I'm like, nah, bumps that. I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to buy me a box of tea. I need to have my tea time. Like I am so big on that. Like me and my mental clarity.
But this,
especially as a Virgo, whereas I feel like I don't know if it just be me or the Virgo in me. I just feel like we are such anxious people, and I do feel like a peace of mind is very important to us.
It is.
So I have to have that, like whether, and it could be too because I'm the only child, and so I'm just so used to being in my own space, and I'm super particular. But I'm like, nah, Dodge is number one.
But for the listeners, I don't want you to think like, oh, these hoes out here trying to be selfish. You understand? I think
there's nothing wrong with being selfish.
No.
Though.
Ivy coined it a couple episodes, and ever since then, I'm never gonna forget. Put yourself. It's okay being selfish as long as you're aware of your surroundings.
Yes.
And I just want to. I hope in 2018 I'm able to make conscious decisions. Like, okay, I'm putting this person above me because of these reasons, but this is just temporary. I'm gonna be back to place number one. You know, or this is what's going on around me. So no, I actually have to put myself on the back burner temporarily. You know, so I'm not sitting here like, nah, me. You know, me all
it's
day,
like you have to have like a little bubble because you have to protect your energy and things like that. But my parents, like I really learned from them. Like they really put, like, I mean, they put their kids first or whatever. And it's funny that you say you, like, maybe because you're an only child, because no, I have siblings and I still feel like an only child because I'm really in my bubble. But my mom, after a certain time, like unless you were dying, you can, like, once her room door closed at 10 o'clock during the week, like, first of all, you had to be in bed, but two, no, this is my time. Like, her show was on. She was on as she make sure dinner was done. After, you know, we were showered and stuff. It was just me and my sister. But 10 o'clock, we cannot speak to her. Like, she made her time very important. Same with my dad. He's always like, God first, me too. Everybody take a number. So I just feel like you have to, like, be aware of what's going on around you. But you have to make sure that, like, you're okay as well. Like, you have to know when to retreat, when to give yourself, and when to retreat, because takers rarely give, and that's what y'all gotta understand.
I don't know if it's a spirit on me or my pheromones, but people know, like needy people, I swear, just know how to position themselves in my life.
It's because you get emotionally involved, and not even on some like on some loving thing, but you emotionally attach yourself. Like, I think that's what I used to do. Maybe you don't, but that's kind of what happens with people just getting taken advantage of by, like, the needy. They love to sell you a story and it's like, because we become emotionally involved, like, oh my God, I want to help her get out, and it's just like, girl, no, because you can give someone advice, but I don't want to hear the same, like, 2018, I don't want to talk about problems without solutions.
Exactly.
That's my thing, because we are all struggling. We are all going through it. I can't deal with your problems. Like, I mean, I'm here to open, like, you can definitely, like, talk to me.
You can only give so much.
I want to hear at the end of the conversation a solution. Like, girl, I'm going through A, B, and C. That's why I got to do D, F. Yes. Like, so, you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
this is the year of applying as well, because, like, my roommate, he was like, girl, you not a shoulder to cry on. And I was like, no, I am. Like, I be there for my friends, but only to a certain point. I can't listen to it is, you know, but you know, my roommate, I feel he know me mad well because he, you know, in my space. But I'm like, no, I'm a shoulder to cry on, but only to a certain point, because I'm not going to carry the same story over and over and over again. And then I'm saying the same thing.
Even with me, I don't even want to talk about the same problems I had.
Exactly. Like, that's why, how many times we done had this conversation. Exactly. Like, people, and I hate, because, you know, when you're not in those situations, sometimes it's hard for you to comment on, but I be like, no, sometimes when people say stuff is not that easy, it is that easy. Like, put yourself first. Put yourself first. Like, everybody not the same. And that's why sometimes I have to take a step back and be like, okay, girl, everybody is not as strong as you. But I will hope that me being in your life, you taking some of my strongness and what we done had these conversations about already, and apply it. And
I mean, it's funny. Recently I had, like, this is one of even my mom, I just felt like because she's my mom, it's always that respect that you don't want to say a lot of certain things. But she was complaining about this one problem for the entire 2017, right? So and this is my mom, so I be trying not to get, she'll remind you, I'm not your friend, so watch how you talk to me. But I really had to tell her, I'm like, Mom, I love you and all, but I think the difference between me and you is like, I fix my problems.
Yep.
Like, I feel like, I'm telling her, I'm not going to sit here and say that you don't, because you done provided well for me my entire life. But at the same time, there's a lot of things I watch you do that I would never do.
Girl,
like,
me and my mom had a
I'm like,
very similar conversation.
And I've been telling her, I'm like, stop playing victim. Like, because she's always like, oh, one thing I love about you, you never play victim. And no funny shit, I never get the chance to, because even if I want to call somebody, it's just like, they got their own problems. You feel me? And it's just like, I tell my mom this all the time. Like, I get it, you going through tough times, but you can't let life happen to you. Like, life already happened. Stop letting it happen to you. And I'm like, I'm not being disrespectful. Like, I love you, Mom, but you're 50 and you need to get it together. You know what I'm saying?
And my mom literally have this same
I be having that, because it's just like, parents sometimes, like, they swear they know everything, but no funny shit. The reason why, like, I'm super big now on financial literacy is because my mother isn't. Like, she done maxed out credit cards for Christmas and then made super irresponsible decisions that she's now paying for in her 50s. I don't want to be like that. Like, I don't want to struggle. Like, because I really never struggled in life, I don't want to start to struggle in life.
And that's real, because when struggle ain't familiar, shit.
So it's like, no, I done had hard times. Like, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but for so long, I was an only child, like, up to 13. So I got mostly everything materialistically that I want. But lesson wise, I don't feel like I was taught a lot.
Me neither.
So I feel like for adulting, for adulting, I feel like I'm out here just on my own.
Yes.
Like, because my parents, I'm looking at them now as an adult, is very dysfunctional. Like, how, like, my dad, even with money, like, I never, and I'm not, I'm not gonna put his business out on the podcast, but just like, he will take a trip in a second, and it's just like, I get it. You at an age where you want to live your life, but that's not financially smart.
I do
and
that.
with my mom, same
Which
thing.
Isn't smart,
so it's just like, I can't go to them for financial advice. I can't even go to them really for money. So I have to really like.
No, that's one of the reasons like why I moved out, because I was hearing my mom complain for so long about just bills and
it's
stuff in her life, and I was like, okay, how long? I'm like, Mom. What have you done different to change your situation?
What have you done different?
You've been working this same job. Are you looking for something else, something better? Like, literally, we had that same conversation. I was just like, right, like, I'm not being disrespectful, but I was like, the things that I've wanted for myself, like moving to New York and stuff, I made that happen. I was like, I wasn't going to sit here in Rochester forever and be miserable and complain about it on and on and on. I was just like, look, I want her to be the same type of person. And I feel like I definitely got a hustler spirit and just is mad ambitious. Like, she definitely did what she needed to do to provide for me. But I'd be like, for you, for yourself, like, what are you doing? And the same thing, too, about being raised. Like, I definitely raised street smarts. Like, she gave me
certain
cleaning
things,
and taking care of yourself, but that's why I was like, I wish I would have been handed that coldest winter ever, but in middle school.
I mean, I feel like, shout out to my parents. I'm a product of a divorced family, and I feel like that was the lesson. That was a lesson that not to say love transforms. I'm not gonna say it doesn't last forever, but it transforms, because I know my parents still have love for each other, and I can interview every single teacher and professor that I've had, and you would think that my parents were together, because at every parent-teacher conference, they came together as a unit. So I'm going to just bring it out there for anybody who co-parenting is possible. You understand? Do what you have to do, because love transform. My
parents don't even speak to each other. It's so annoying. Like, they are super childish. Like, I always say that. Like,
they have their my parents have their childish moments, and I but I was still able to see them function regardless. And the number one number 2 lesson is education. I've witnessed both of my parents go through school, go get their degrees, go get their masters. You know, I went to elementary school and would go home, and my mom would pick me up and take me to the universities to study with her, you know. So like that was a really big thing. So when it came to college time, I already knew what to do at the university to sit down and study, because I've been there when I was in the 3rd grade with my coloring book, you know. So just little things. But I want to capitalize on the thing I think for 2018 is, what are you doing to change your situation?
Right.
And you said it too, like these little, and that's all I'm about, little steps. Like if every day I could wake up and meditate for 5 minutes,
just changing habits, right?
Yeah, I won.
It is possible, guys. It is possible.
So
just
listen,
apply.
Right. But I wanted to tell our listeners, definitely send us your 2018 goals. You hear our little struggles. If you have any advice, me and Dodge, Raz, we out here adulting on our own. We need that advice. So
yes. Any questions, anything y'all want to hear us talk about? Just
even if you have problems, you can email us at carefreeblackgirlpodcast@gmail.com. We'll definitely help you as best as we can, give you the best girl advice.
And if you're going through something, because I went through something in 2017 that pushed me to be financially like savvy. So like I would be like, oh, I'm broke, but now I got $1,500 in the savings account.
Okay.
You understand? Because I had to turn away from my family and be independent. And, you know, my dad gave me money for Christmas, and he was like, you're the only child that I have that doesn't ask me for money. And I was like trying to give it back to him, because I don't want to be nobody. Like, you'll be my father for the rest of my life, but I'm not going to be slave to you because you give me money and you support me some type of way. So I know a lot of people are going through challenges right now, but the independency that you get when you have your own money, when you're like, I could drop
really what's
a couple $100 on this flight. You know, I could pay for this renty. Yeah. You understand? I went home for Christmas, dropped $400 on a rental car. Who cares? Yeah. It's mine.
No, and that's the thing. Like, this is gonna be basically, I know it's gonna be my year of financial breakthrough. Like,
yes,
because I know what not to do, and now I'm learning what to do. Like the ending of 2017, I was really like, okay, looking into my credit and just doing so many things. So now I'm just no longer afraid of it. So that's why I know tenfold. Like even goals, it's crazy. Like saying I have a boyfriend, but I even told him first quarter we're getting our bag right. He's actually really good as far as money wise as me. But I like doing things together. So I'm like, save with me, do certain things with me, just so I can know like how to, because I will go spend, spend a bag in a day.
Ooh, another thing, like for those, because I know we were supposed to transition into relationship talking. If you're in a relationship and you definitely want somebody who works with you. Save with me. Oh my gosh, to be in a relationship and be like, oh babe, let's save together.
No,
that's beautiful.
Seriously. I think one thing I like about this guy is before we even had love? I'm not in love yet. I'm not in love yet. But he's just so with everything. Like even if I said let's read books, he's down to read books. Like the other night, I've been working on this script. I was up at 4:00 in the morning. Like I woke him up like, hey, like he'll do his own work with me. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll have cramming sessions. We're funny. He just accepts me totally for me. Like I said this on a podcast. Like I only want someone's, like whenever I'm dating someone, I want their only expectation is for me to be me. Like I don't want them to have don't put none of your expectations on me. Let me be me. Like don't try to cram me into a little box. Like my spirit does not fit in that box.
It's so hard though.
It's so hard, but he also like is teaching me so much about me in a sense. Like I didn't know I was overbearing. Like I have so much of my mother traits. Like it's retarded. Like we're in the car and I'm driving from the passenger seat and he had to tell me like you're extremely bossy. Like I didn't know I was bossy, but he says it like I chill because you're my girlfriend. He's like, I don't have patience, neither do you, but one of us has to. So, like I'll have the patience. He's like, but he's like, you kind of you're not my mom. And I think with guys, that's always been my thing. Like I always wanted to be in control, and he's a Scorpio, and y'all know I hate Scorpios. But he's very like, I'm the man. Like, I get it. He was like, you're a bomb and I like you for you. That's why I don't say much. He's like, but just know you blow my shit. And I like a guy that can tell me I blow his shit, but still be like, but I accept you for you.
And he sounds very experienced in a relationship. Like, I learned sometime last year, what was a great awakening is that no one teaches us how to be in a relationship.
No one.
We think that we know because we watch all these love movies and love rom-com shows and stuff like that, but like, a lot of us don't live with a good example or don't have the best example, you know, or, you know, your example is your example. Like, look, I came from a divorced household. I know that love transforms, period. You know, but like, I had to find myself in 2017, like watching TED Talks and watching like love counseling YouTube clips and stuff like that. Cause you know, when you're in a relationship, you're definitely, you're with your mirror.
You're with your mirror. Oh my God. A lot of things he does that annoys me, I fucking do. And I'm just like, yo, like, this is crazy.
So all the flaws and all the good and all the bad is just like highlighted, and you're doing stuff that you don't know that you do, but your mirror sees you doing, and you see your mirror doing stuff that they don't realize, and it's just like all this like back and forth. But don't be afraid to like just do your research and take in notes and listen to, you know, love counselors and relationship counselors, and just implement it, because we don't really know how to love. We don't know
at all. I think I like, and I notice he asks a lot. Like, he asks a lot of questions. I've never dated a guy that asks so many questions.
That's not like a guy. So, I've been told by many men that I ask too many questions.
Like, he asks the questions, and he doesn't ask questions about like our arguments. Like, we'll have an argument, but he's always like, okay, why can you do that and I can't? Like, prime example, for sex. One day I wanted to have sex. He didn't want to have sex. So I got totally upset. Like, oh my God, like, what? You're a guy. You always want to have sex. And he was just like, when you say no, I chill. He's like, when I say no, you're ready to kick me out. Why do you feel like you can have rights to your body and I can't? He was like, I don't know if girls they come with a chip or a heart. He was like, because you guys are all wired like this. He was just like, I just came over here to sleep. I'm tired. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We both got to wake up in the morning. Like, he's like, you told me that you don't like guys that every time you're in their bed, you have to have sex with them. He's like, I'm respecting you. And he reads me like that. And I have nothing else to say. And it's just like, oh, I'm ready to have your kids. Like, oh, I'm ready to be your wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even with like marriage, like from out the gate, we spoke about that. We spoke about like, he's like, you know, in 3 years, like, if you're the one, I'll marry you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's nice.
We're not focused on kids. I've never met a guy that's so in sync with me. So we're very much in sync, and it's kind of like, it's so simple. Ooh. Like, love is simple.
It's supposed to be, but in 2018, listeners, if love is complicated and love won't work with you,
it's not for you.
Don't be afraid to walk away. I've seen,
and that goes for everything.
Everybody, men, like, I've seen so many people that I know who are in fucked up situations because they refuse to walk away from the, and then, you know, homie wasn't gonna give you.
Let me read this quote that was on the coldest winter ever.
Oh my gosh.
It was like right in the beginning, and okay, it says, only dumb girls let love get them delirious to the point where they let things that really count go undone.
Say that again.
One more time.
Only dumb girls let love get them delirious to the point where they let things that really count go undone.
So if there is something that is very important to you that is still not being accomplished by your mate, whoever he or she or they are, don't be afraid to, like, 2018, like, we have a president in office who is willing to tweet whatever, but you holding it back from Bay.
I also feel like, why do people think that they have to be with this one person for years? Like, it's so many people in this world. Yeah,
like, some people I don't know if it's a lack of, like, being strong or what. Some people just be.
It's not even that. I just feel like it's strength. I don't think it's strength. I also feel like people who are used to seeing their parents in a relationship, like, the relationship is their goals. Where I feel like when you meet a guy, a relationship should be a possibility, but it should not be the goal. Like, the goal is seeing if this person matches me and works with me. And then, be his friend first. I think me and him are friends first. That's why the relationship came out of nowhere. Like, you know, and then also be honest with what you want. If you are a relationship girl, be that girl. You get what I'm saying? Don't waste your time with guys that are clearly not relationship guys.
Don't waste your time in 2018.
Do not waste
BS relationships. Like, if you just want a dick, just get dick and
just
leave.
get the dick and bounce. Like, evacuate situations, because I feel like
exit plan.
Have an exit, and it's okay. Like, you can date someone for 3 months and move on. Like, that's it.
Yeah, and like, and that's just courting. Like,
It's
that's
courting. Men do not court anymore. And it's like, what? Why? Like, you, like, what?
Yeah, this new guy, the person that I'm, like, into right now, we have both totally made it clear that, like, casual sex is not a thing.
Yeah.
Which is good for me, because I feel like I was always quick to, like, hop on something if I wanted it. And this, I'm like, all right, take your time. That's just not even an option right now, because there's so much that should come before sexual relations that I feel like
It's true.
I wasn't making that a standard or making it a point. Not because I don't think that I was making it easy a little bit. Not on no whole shit, but just because I wanted it too.
Right.
And I didn't teach
Basically, the
myself
pussy
to
is
wait.
power.
I didn't teach
And
myself to wait.
Pussy is power, and I feel like what it is I wasn't using it to get the things I truly wanted. So, like, it's like, I get what you're saying, Dodge. Like, it's not that I was easy, but if, hey, I want to try it out
You
too,
was just doing
I'm going to
it,
try
yeah,
it out.
instead
Instead
of
of
just
saying, I'm
hold
going to
on,
get the
you can
dick
hold out.
regardless. So, let me see what he's about before.
Right?
Because
Exactly.
you ever, well, not for me, because I feel like anybody I had sex with before I went to Amsterdam don't count. So, I have new skin.
The new person.
And you know what's funny? I'm going to say this on the podcast because I don't care. But a lot of my exes or guys I dated know each other. It's a fine because I don't know them. But it's like they know. I'm starting to see them under each other's comments. I'm like, these bastards is having a We Love Ivy hate club.
My groupies.
Nah, it's funny. I really don't act like, wait, do you do that? Do y'all like acknowledge people y'all used to date? Because I really don't.
I don't.
I don't believe
y'all.
in being friends with my exes.
That's what I'm saying. They know each other, but I don't know them.
And that's
Like,
fine.
The
Like, I
one,
don't know, y'all.
another one yesterday replied to my story too. Like, I see you changed your room around. I'm like, bruh, this room don't got nothing to do with you. I be so annoyed. I'm like,
No, and I was gonna like so for listeners who don't know, I'm lesbian, so I can't really comment too, like, I'm not gonna comment and not be real about like
Right.
what I like, because I don't care for dick. But 2017 showed me that niggas really ain't shit.
No,
Niggas
niggas
ain't
really,
shit.
no.
And my baba,
not.
shout out to him, he told me years ago that men are who they are because women let them.
That is so
exactly.
true.
And I hope in
That's so
2018 women, we hold on to our
we
throne.
hold to standards, and we
just
really hold them
on
accountable.
Straight
and be
up.
like, nigga, I need a real date. I need you to pick me up, open the door for me, take me to a restaurant. If that's what you want, take me to a restaurant. Pay. I'm not touching my pocket because you make more money than me anyway. You understand? And just call it a day. Like this.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna take.
I feel like real
dates
dates matter, and I'm not even talking about as far as like the cost of it, but real dates matter.
yeah, like I'm.
I
making
don't
things
want to
fun.
Netflix and chill for the
Yeah.
first date.
all
Oh
the
my
time,
god!
all the time. No, like we're gonna go to the museum,
And they don't even
you're
want
gonna
to cook you
find.
dinner.
We went bowling, and it was so much fun, y'all.
sounds
It was
cool.
just us two. It was so much fun, and I'm just like, you know what? First of all, we live in New York City, so there's so much shit to do, and I'm just like,
wanna
I want
take
to
a
make it a
cooking
point to do just different things, even stuff that may not be quote unquote date, because you're not my man, so we can do
Right.
things that friends would do, because
Yeah.
it needs to be a friendship, and I feel like that's when
Right,
it
you have
lasts
to be fun.
longer, and they're genuinely in love with you, because when you go through things, if the guy isn't your friend, or y'all didn't take that time to get to know each other, that's when he can venture off or wander off, you know. But when y'all took that
I mean,
time,
these niggas venture off regardless. So you can't say that.
And then that's the
They
thing.
do that.
like,
Well, not my man.
So picking up and when I say like I want ladies to like hold on to their thrones, I'm not saying that you gotta force a dude to do anything.
Right.
Just stand your ground. If you are like, you know what, I don't want him to see the inside of my bedroom or the inside of my house until after the first 30 days. Some girls, you know, every girl has their...
Everybody has their own
thing.
I'm quick to have a sleepover.
In 2018, I just want us all to reclaim our pussy power.
Oh.
Because, ladies, don't let these niggas that don't even deserve the body to really just kind of drive you crazy. Like, you need... No.
Because let me tell you, I don't know. I really don't know. But I heard dick is good.
Dick is so good.
I heard it's good. I don't know.
Have you never had sex with a guy?
No.
Oh my god.
I don't like penetration.
I haven't had sex
like
in so long, so I'm Wait, I don't know if it's abstinent or celibate.
Well, abstinent is like you're waiting for marriage.
Okay, well I ain't abstinent. I'm celibate. So I'm celibate right now, and y'all, I'm telling y'all, like Rez. I'm ready.
It's not for mine. I don't know what it is about me, but it just I don't care for it. But at the end of the day, I heard it's good.
It is,
but don't let it drive you crazy.
It don't because it don't even be worth it.
I feel so empowered though that I'm not doing it, and I just feel like I know that I'm not doing it, and I got crazy ass self-control. I don't even eat cheese no more. I got the self-control, all the self-control in the world, but like I feel. Even with this new situation, like, it's still fresh, but I feel like he can feel my energy too, and he knows that, like, it ain't going down that easy. And I could feel him trying me and trying to test me, but it just feels so good to know that, like, I'm not breaking or it's not going down. And I just know that it's going to be different from any other situation because that's what it be based on. It be sexual or...
that's true.
You know, it do. Or even if it's not, and, you know, dudes will still respect you, sex still be a huge factor. And, like, guys that I've never had sex with or that are just my friends, they will...
I'm hungry, guys.
Hey, girl, trying to eat these chips.
I'm trying to get
people gonna hear that chip bag. I feel like guys that I haven't had sex with or that are just my friends, they would go to the end of the world for me, do so much more than guys that it's like on a sexual level. And it shouldn't even be like that. Like, why the dudes that I'm laying up with won't do the same stuff that my friends that are just guys would do for me?
That's a fact. I have great guy friends.
My guy friends are great, so I'm switching up that whole flow. Like, guys are just not even a priority right now.
Me and my boyfriend didn't have sex until after we was a couple. Like,
that's beautiful.
Like, we didn't, like, we officially made it official November 25th. We didn't have sex till, like, right before Christmas.
That's
like,
good.
Like, it just really, because that's something I wanted to know. Like, the next guy I give my body to, this new fresh, you know,
yeah,
skin.
because I forgot you were reborn.
I was reborn. I was a virgin again. I wanted to make sure, like, okay, and he did right. Like, he was impressed. He was able to lay next to me and sleep next to me without,
that's
having sex
I'm
with
gonna
me.
check back in March, and maybe we'll see.
It's joys for him. But,
but yeah,
yes, we're gonna wrap it up. This is a long episode. What is it, about 2 hours?
Almost. All right, y'all done?
Yeah, because we really recapped.
Or are we finished?
Y'all done or y'all finished? Is you done or is you finished?
Explode here.
Yes, I am.
So you can definitely keep up with us by following us on Instagram, carefreeblackgirl_Inc., Twitter, CFBG Pod, the website,
carefreeblackgirl.com. There's no I in the girl, just GRL.
As well as following the hashtag #CarefreeBlackGirl to keep up with the conversation.
Email us at
carefreeblackgirlpodcast@gmail.com. Remember to send us your anything you need us to hear. If you have a problem, question, concern, we are here to listen. This is a sisterhood.
Yes, January 15th, Trap Aerobics. Come get fit with us. You guys can follow me at Dajrian. Oh, I was about to say everything New York. So at Dajrian. And now you can follow the Loft Life page at Loft Life NYC and check out my new website, loftlifenyc.com.
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Ivy Like Blue.
You can follow me, Rez, on Twitter and Instagram at callme_REZ_. That's callme_REZ_.
Okay. Shout out. Follow Bree. Plant-Based Brie at whereshebegins.com, and Breanna Danielle on Twitter and Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been an amazing episode.
I was about to say, and it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
All right.
Another mistake living deep in my heart. Wear it on top of my sleeve in a flick. I can admit that it did look like yours. Why you resent and be making a fist? Tell me your purpose is petty again. But even a small light, they can't burn a bridge. Even a small light, they can't burn a bridge. I can feel the changes. I can feel the new people around me just wanna be famous. You can see that my city found me, then put me on stages. To me, that's amazing. To you, that's a quick check. With all disrespect, let me say this, say this, say this, say this.
Mobile phone companies say they offer home internet. But if their internet comes from a cell phone network, you should know. It's just phone internet, not home internet. Keep your home up to speed with Cox. Cox internet is faster and has more reliable download speeds than 5G home internet. Cox is the real home internet you're looking for. Based on Cox analysis of Ookla speed test intelligence data Q3 2022 and Cox serviceable areas, visit cox.com/internet for details.
When it comes to work, communication is key, even if you don't have a writing job. Sounding unconfident, indecisive, or passive-aggressive can hold you back professionally and hurt your team's productivity. Grammarly Premium's advanced tone suggestions make sure you're always sending the right message. Sound clear and confident in your writing and automatically replace negative-leaning language with solution-focused alternatives. With Grammarly's help, you can build stronger relationships at work, be constructive in the face of challenges, and help your team get things done. Grammarly works where you do, so your team's projects get done before the deadline. And with features like comprehensive spelling, grammar, and clarity-focused sentence rewrites, Grammarly helps keep your writing efficient and mistake-free. The right tone can move any project forward. Get it just right with Grammarly. Go to Grammarly.com/podcast to sign up for free. Then get 20% off when you upgrade to premium. That's 20% off at Grammarly.com/podcast.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tone, one half of the best black movie review podcast in the world. Craig. This episode of the Blackbusters podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime. Prime is more than just free shipping. Prime brings you closer to the things you care about today through shopping, streaming, and savings. For example, did you know that you can listen to your favorite podcasts, like ours, through Amazon Music? Yup. You can also watch your favorite movies, like the ones we review on Blackbusters on Amazon Prime Video. Yup. But it doesn't stop there. You can use Prime to get more out of your interests. From purchasing behind-the-scenes books about your favorite movies to listening to soundtracks of your favorite films. Yup, and yup. Whatever you're into, or just getting into, Prime can help you get closer to it. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to sign up. From movies and music to passions and podcasts, it's on Prime.